Okay, so this is what I'm planning on doing for the two younger ones, the 3-year-old and 4-year-old. I can actually say that because today's her birthday. But let me just kind of, it's a hodgepodge right now, so I'll just kind of go through it. Like I said, I'm kind of an eclectic Charlotte Mason. I really love Charlotte Mason, how she incorporates living books and life adventures into her schoolwork. She likes for the younger age to learn more about the skills of habits. And so that's kind of what we're going to be focusing on. I found this at our used curriculum sale. We had our first one in our little town. Even though it's a huge homeschooling town, we had our first one this year, at least that I know of, ever since I've been homeschooling. So I picked this up because I know that there's a lot of reviews on it, and I know that it's very literature based. So these are the books that we'll be using, and if I don't have these, I know I can get them at the library. So I didn't focus on buying them because I'll just be using them for the year. So kind of excited to try this and see what I think. This is one I'm borrowing. And I'll actually probably be doing this with all of them. This is something we definitely need to be implementing. I printed this from Confessions of a Homeschooler. I love this. I've been trying to find something to do in regards to the habits. I really like a breakdown. Do this, 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 and this, and this. And I actually saw this on another channel. And I went and I printed it, and we're totally going to do this. So obedience is the first one that we're going to be focusing on. And so this is all a free printable on, again, Confessions of a Homeschooler. And then back here, I have these reference list of habits for the Charlotte Mason. And I plan to go through and kind of highlight either ones that we've done or ones that we are going to do. I'm not sure which way I want to do that. So there's moral, obedience, truthfulness, sweet, even temper, self-control, reverence, regularity and devotions. That's more like for mommy, not necessarily the kids. They're better at it than I am. Moving on. So we'll be working on this, and this is broken up but day by day. I don't want to. So there's day 1, activities for the week, day 2, yada yada yada. So I'm so excited about this. I actually this cover is just a laminated sheet, nothing in between it. I just laminated one of their protectors, and then we spiral bound it. And then I can add more. Once we know how this works, we can kind of create some of our own. At least that's what my husband and I are planning. Along with that, we'll be doing Wisdom and the Millers. I grew up with this, and I absolutely love it. My love for Bible reading really was influenced by this book as a kid, so we'll be doing it with that. They just take a verse in Proverbs, and there's like a whole like a story behind it. Either as the dad as a kid, he'll tell a story that kind of relates to discretion and how being discreet really helped, or it's one of the children's learning it. And I really, really, really enjoyed this book, so I can't wait to share that with the whole family. Then, this is what we're going to be doing for science. Probably actually start with book 1. And I really like these for living science. So I can't wait to start doing that with them. They really like it. Okay, Steven, I'll do it in just a second. And then with Charlotte Mason, a lot of it is read alouds and daily habits and yada yada. So we're going to be going through this. We'll be going through this one. These are ones that I pulled off of Ambleside.com or simplycharlottemason.com. This is one that I had as a kid. Whoops, there it is. See? Happy birthday, 1995. Goodness. I think that was my 8th birthday. A lot of love in that book. And then James Herriot. I love James Herriot. And guys, I really wish Netflix would bring back their TV shows that they had. All Creatures Great and Small. I so wish Netflix would bring that back because it was such... It just made farming come to life. They got to actually see birthing of animals. And it's a TV show, so it's funny, but I really wish they would bring that back. With that, we have poetry. I confess I'm not a very good poetry reader. But we have Tasha Tudor's First Poems of Childhood. A Child's Treasury of Animal Verse. And a Child's Treasury of Seaside Verse. And I thought, you know what? But it's up here. It's up on my shelf over here. Yep, there it is. Robert Louis Stevenson's A Child's Garden of Verses. So we're going to be doing those. This is kind of Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, Paul Revere's Ride, but it's also what I use for art because it's got some beautiful illustrations. This is another one from my childhood that I love. And then we'll be doing Ruth Beechick's Genesis, Finding Our Roots, and I confess I don't even know how I'm going to do this. I kind of remember my mom doing it as a kid, and so I'm going to be trying to figure out how to kind of bring this into our home education with all the children because we're actually going through Genesis at church right now. So that'll be fun. Yes, Emma?
I love water boiling.
I know, I'll be right there. The water can boil and won't kill it. This is one I just picked up at the thrift store, and I really loved, the natureness about it, if that's a word it is now. So I thought this would be a great one to bring in to them. Then this is one we're going to need to read. This was one that had beautiful illustrations, so we're going to be doing this one. These are ones that we have a whole shelf full of books, but these are ones that I really want to focus and kind of really bring out the whole, what have you seen, and what is that called? Dictation with these. Oh, this is another poetry book I have. This is a beautiful book. The Red Coat. Highly recommend that. This is another one I highly recommend. Everybody loves Oxcart Man. This one has always been a favorite, and I still read it as a parent. And it just brings out the 4 seasons. It brings out, life. So get that one if you can. Thomas Locker is a beautiful illustrator. His stories have beautiful enrichment. I don't know what I want to call it, but his stories are beautiful, and his illustrations are even more just gorgeous. And so this is more art than it is anything else, but I love it. I have another one of his. That's the one with the pony. I wonder where that is. This is another one we have, and I can get those at the library. This is The Water, I think The Water Dance. So, just look at those illustrations. Anyway, I love Thomas Locker. Blueberries for Sale, again, another one from my childhood that's been well loved. And then with our history, we're kind of going through the Reformation, Renaissance period, and so this is one of my favorite basic children's book about that. And since we're Lutherans, it kind of just happens that you have the backstory of why you're a Lutheran. This is another one. I actually pulled this. This is from my childhood. I stole this from my mom's house the other day, and so I want to share this with them. This also has amazing illustrations. And we'll be going through this. I can't remember. The snake. I always remember this whole book. I always remember them swimming with the snakes. And I know my kids are going to love that. Especially, oh, see, there you go. Ugh. Ugh. Yeah. Amazing Grandma. Don't you love Grandma? I love Grandma right now. I could never be that grandma. One day, right? Anyway, those are the ones that I'm definitely going to be focusing on. My mommy's training for this year is to make sure that we read a book every day. That is mommy's training. So this is what I'm going to be focusing on with the 3 and 4-year-old. They each have their own, I guess, work boxes, if you want to call it, and I will be sharing that.